a quick warning, if you are a kid browsing YouTube and you see this and you believe in Santa Claus and you see this, don't click on it. Don't click on this video. Stop it. You stop this video right now. Go watch Blippi. Go watch Mickey Mouse. Oh, hey, fun fact, I'm playing around with green screen, so, you know, whatever the effects are behind here, you know, enjoy them for what it is. It's my first time playing around with it. Bear with me as I bare my soul to you. Well, hello there. This is Tamara from Motherhood Avenue, and welcome to my Vlogmas Storytime. So today I want to tell you guys the tale of how I found out there was no Santa Claus. In order for you to truly understand this story and understand why it took me till 5th grade to really get it, well, it's because I'm a very optimistic person, and I'm kind of optimistic to a fault. I always believe that there is a silver lining. I always have a whole lot of hope, and I always have a solution to a problem. I'm very, very solution driven. There are times when my friends just want to talk about their problems and they just want to vent. And here I am asking questions for solutions, and they're just like, can you just listen? So that's just the kind of person that I am. In fact, I am so positive that several years ago, I had a friend call me and say, hey, my girls and I, we just saw this movie and you're in it. Like, the character is totally you. Like, it's you. And I was like, oh, what movie is that? And they were like, Trolls, you're Poppy. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I watched the movie and I was like, oh, snap, yo, that's me. Like, I'm literally that positive, like, no matter what's going on, it's all gonna be okay. And most of the time, things are always okay. If you know me, I have a whole lot of faith in God, and I have a lot of faith in God's word, and so I have a lot of faith, but I'm also just a very positive, optimistic person. And the times that I'm not positive or optimistic, you know something's wrong, because it takes a lot for me to kind of get to that point. So anyways, here's how I found out there was no Santa. So there were actually lots of clues and different situations that happened. And I'm going to start with me at the age of 7. And there's a picture floating around somewhere in a family photo album. I don't have it, but I can clearly see it. It is little me. I'm 7 years old. I'm missing a few teeth. My hair is up, but it's all wild because I just woke up and I'm holding a baby alive and I have the biggest grin on my face. But what you don't know is that, let's see, from a very young age, I was an avid reader. I loved reading. And one day I came home, we were home, and I saw a receipt on the floor in front of the Christmas tree. And I began to look at that receipt, and that receipt said things like Baby Alive and other toys that I knew the names of. And I said, oh, this is what I'm getting for Christmas this year. I still believed in Santa, but I knew that my mom had bought some toys. So on Christmas morning, I opened up my gifts and there was a Baby Alive, and I don't know if I pretended to be excited, but I was still very excited, even though I knew that was one of the gifts that I had. And I do believe that my parents still had a gift that said from Santa. So I was like, oh, cool. So mom and dad did most of it. Santa was really busy. Only got a couple of things from Santa. Second story. So my brother and I, we always left out milk and cookies for Santa. One morning, one of the Christmas mornings, we woke up and Santa had not eaten the milk and the cookies. So we woke up our mom and dad, my brother and I, and we said, oh, mom, dad, Santa never came. He didn't eat the milk and cookies. My parents said, our mom specifically said, okay, go back to sleep. I'm sure he's still on his way. Maybe he's just running late, but you guys need to go back to sleep. Granted, it was literally already day outside. So the sun was all bright. So she was like, just lay down. So we laid down and we heard a little bit of rustling, and maybe 20 minutes later, my mom comes in and she's like, come on out, guys. I think Santa came. We were like, yeah. Now, this was a couple years later, so I was probably 8 or 9. I can't really remember. But my brother never really believed in Santa. He was always like, that's a man in a suit. But he never rained on my parade, not that I can remember. So Santa had come. I was suspicious because my mom kept throwing looks at my dad like, like you were supposed to eat these milk and cookies. So that was the second thing that happened. So once you hit middle school, like 5th grade, 6th grade, it's a lot rarer for your friends to believe in Santa. And I was still very much a believer. I loved all the Christmas movies, and you know, all the Christmas movies with Santa talk about being a true believer. So I was someone who was not going to give up on Santa. One day I was walking home from school with a friend. I believe I was in 5th grade, and I was like, Santa, he's gonna bring me some good stuff this year. Like, I'm so excited. And my friend proceeded to look at me as we were walking, and she was like, girl, Santa ain't real. And I said, what? She said, yeah, girl, Santa ain't real. That's just the devil in a red suit. I don't know why that conversation made me realize like there is no Santa, but it just did. So I went home and I went to my mom and I was like, hey mom, I gotta talk to you. She was like, yeah. And I said, is Santa real? Because such and such said this about Santa. My mom was like, well, no. I don't remember being upset. Of course, I'd already heard people say what they had to say about Santa, but I just knew that if I believed hard enough, like it'd be fine. So I wasn't in any way broken up. My heart wasn't shattered, but I then like went to the library and did my own research and found out, you know, he was a real person back in the day, and he did give gifts to kids, and you know, that was that. So that's how I found out that there was no Santa. Let me know in the comments below, did you ever believe in Santa when you were younger? When did you find out that he died a long time ago? This is Tam with Motherhood Avenue. Enjoy the holidays and Merry Christmas.